potential. I think that's one of my biggest questions, right? But internally is a lot of work, right? I mean, I always say, I mean, everything is an internal game, right? I mean, and until you clear up that, I think you can move forward with businesses, with life, with, you know, family, with being a husband, or being a
So how do you define work?
How do I define work?
You said it's a lot of work to reach your potential.
Internal work. How do I define it?
How do you
Basically, like overcoming all those emotional things. I guess it's a matter of emotional.
Okay, so overcoming things is work.
Overcoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a definition of their work? Definitions are really important, right? Because what happens is with our definitions, we end up limiting ourselves, or we end up shifting our own perspective for only something that we've been conditioned, right? We're born with no beliefs. And so what happens is we learn off of people by watching our parents and people around us, but we also learn words. And then we learn these definitions, right? You got to go to work someday. And then people are like, oh, I got to work. But we never really think about how we define work, because we now have a belief system that has limitations because of what we watch, right? So if my grandfather worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, selling tires out of the back of the truck so he could have enough to build an auto parts store, and then he worked 6 days a week, and right? Work has an emotional meaning to me. And I used to have that meaning. And then I started shifting it and saying, why does it have to be work? What if maybe I didn't understand my grandfather? Maybe that's what he loved to do. Maybe not, but right? So what is work? Work is something I don't want to do that they pay me for. That might not be a definition for work for me. Something I don't want to do that they pay me for. What if I could get paid for what I want to do? And then I focus my belief system that it was all possible for everything and probable in my perspective, that I'm going to only be paid for what I love to do. If I don't want to do it, I'll pay somebody to do it for me. Why not? I don't like to worry. I'm going to pay someone to worry. Right? I don't like to drive, so I'm going to pay someone to drive for me. Why not? Whether you think you can or you can't, either way you're right. So I think it's really important. It's not work, some of the things that you're describing. It's super fun, right? Redefine work, yeah. Right? Like some of you probably heard, right? I changed my whole life with one simple thing about trash, right? I infused a new purpose into taking out the trash. I said, because trash was work for me. It was something I didn't want to do that I would have paid somebody else to do. And I hated it, and I spilled it on me, I cut myself, I would kick it, and it would open up and cause more work. And finally I decided to surrender. And I said, no, I'm going to enjoy the pursuit of my potential. What is it I'm missing in my life? I'm missing time to be happy. So you know what? Every time I see trash, I'm going to take it out and use it as my escape time to think about how I can be happy. Pretty soon the energy of taking the trash changed. It wasn't work. It wasn't a chore. It was something I loved to do. I went to a friend's house. I'd grab the trash. Right? The other people's wives were like, oh, I love your husband. He's amazing. Meanwhile, all I was trying to do is escape all the idiots so I could think about what I wanted for me. But I was getting credit, right, which made me feel even better. And the weirdest thing, though, is when you shift your energy about work, all of a sudden my 3 teenage daughters that, you know, trash was kryptonite to, you know, took out the trash. I never had to ask because my energy changed. All of a sudden they saw like, oh, Dad enjoys that. It's not something bad, right? Just like they saw me jumping off the roof and doing a flip into the pool, they'd be like, I want to do that. But jumping on the roof and taking a flip out the pool be considered work in some ways, right? It could be really hard. But for some reason, it looks like fun. So guess what? I want to do it, right? You know how many people would pay money to work for me because it looks like it's that much fun? Or pay money to do what I do? People do it all the time. They pay money to be able to do what I do, right? I get to mirror the experience. Hey, come sit in the suite and meet your favorite hero and come to dinner and come to this party. And meanwhile, the guys that are working for me, they're like, I'm getting paid to be here. And I'm doing the same thing except for I have more access than you and you're paying 10 grand to be here with us. So be really careful about defining work for it.
Yeah, and by, you know, laughing.
Energetic definitions too, though.
Right, I think work is probably, I think is defined as suffer. Like,
right.
Yeah. So
anybody here want to suffer?
Yeah.
Do you think you got to suffer to be happy?
We don't have to.
We don't, but a lot of people do, man. I used to think I would create suffering so I could be my own hero. Right? Oh, I come from things are so hard, right? So I could overcome it. Oh, this is so hard, you know. Like law school's so hard, so I could be the superhero when I got an A. You know, oh, there's so much reading. Well, meanwhile, I would die to have all that time back with those books to be able to absorb and access that information. But I took the perspective it was work. It was something I had to do so I could get paid. Instead of, what a golden opportunity. I got all that time from the time I was 22 to 24 to sit down and expand my mind. That's all it was. That's not work. That's not work. I can't find one thing in my life now that I could define as work, because I'll infuse a purpose into it. I'll figure it out first, and then I'll do it. And if I really don't like it, right, and the reason I won't like it is I think there's a better use of my time, then I'll pay someone to do it so I can go hang out and do something I like even more. It's not that I don't like it. I can do the dishes and like it. I can, you know, drive my kids on errands and like it. But I use people, you know, other parents, oh, I hate driving my kids. I'm like, are you kidding me? I learned so much. And just the fact that I'm so present and willing, like, Dad, can you drive me to the mall? Oh yeah. Do you need some money? Like, it's a different energy. And then when I get in the car, instead of complaining, hey, how's it going? Tell me about this. I'll ask them a question. What do you think about, you know, esports? Why do kids like Fortnite? Well, you know, I'll ask them all, but I'll get to know them. You know, what's your biggest fear? And then they'll tell me, I'll say, you know what, that was one of my fears when I was 14. This is what I learned. So now, right, driving errands for my kids has a different meaning. But how many parents sit there and go, oh, you know, come home, oh, I had to drive him to the mall, them to soccer practice, and then they're like, I gotta wait at soccer practice. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Like, I love time when I'm at my son's practices. I put in my ear pods, right? And I either listen to podcasts and watch and like scream when he does something good and encourage him and be present and have information in my head that I can talk to him at the end of the practice, that I'm hyperly engaged. Or I've set up calls, interviews, or coaching clients of mine, and I work for an hour and a half while I'm watching the practice. And I'm enjoying all of it at one time, and I come home so happy and say, oh, that was awesome. He did so well at practice. And instead of, how many guys come home when I had to sit there the entire practice? Begrudgingly. It's all here. It's all making something of nothing. It's taking a piece of paper and a pencil and making $1 billion franchise. My friend invented Pictionary. Right? I joke around, I go, there's a guy that in modern day made $40 million with a piece of paper and a pencil. We all had access to one. Right? We're infusing purpose, passion, and profitability. That's what I'm doing when I'm working while I'm watching my son play football, when I'm learning about my children, when I take them on errands, when I take out the trash to think about what I'm happy about. There is no suffering at all.
This is redefinition.